This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, let's do it. We are ready for the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. There he is. I think. Or we got a black bear in a dark room. Oh, there we go. There we go. What are you, driving or something?
I am driving or something.
Okay. Are you heading to camp?
Long story that I'm not going to bore anybody with.
Okay. All right. So your general thoughts on the performance yesterday?
Pretty amazing that they had a shot to win in the fourth quarter with all of the stupid-ass penalties, some pretty garbage pass protection, and yet I'm looking at Bridgewater driving him down the field after he gets the 4th and 5 completion to Tyreek Hill and thinking, holy shit, they're going to win this game. And then Waddle fumbles and it's over. So again, like I said, it's amazing that they were in a position to win with all of that. But they got to clean up that stuff. And I think if we didn't already know, the game yesterday kind of showed us that they can't afford to have Armstead out of the lineup because that O-line was not good, and that's being very, very polite.
And they still had enough time to pass. You know what I'm saying? They still passed for nearly 400 yards. So they were bad, but they still had enough time to make some plays at least, which, again, is just a miracle of God that you're playing with those tackles and you're still in this game. I thought both coaches, both McDaniel and Boyer, I can't say for the special teams coach, but I thought the other two coaches, I thought they did a marvelous job, man. It's just, the players screwed up a little too much, unfortunately. I'm not going to blame Josh Boyer because X is like 70% and he gives up some big plays. I can't blame McDaniel for Alec Ingold or Connor Williams or some of these dumb penalties. You know what I mean? I thought the two main coaches, they coached their asses off, dude.
No, I don't disagree with you. And I've said from the start, I absolutely adore McDaniel's play designs, and he's making use of the two cheat codes he has on the outside with Hill and Waddle, which is how you get 400 yards passing because you got those two speed demons out there. 2 quick points I want to make. The one thing on X and the long pass he gave up, watch the replay. It's like a borderline pick that allows Jefferson to get open to the sideline, and then he turns up, and X is playing catch up from the whole way.
Right.
That to me had nothing to do with him being hurt. That's kind of like a borderline pass interference call that they didn't make. McDaniel, having said how much I love his play designs, at the time he did it, I was like, what are you doing? Trying to get a field goal at the end of the first half with 28 seconds left from your 11-yard line when your O-line can't pass protect. I mean, I think that's pie in the sky stuff. That's like, I can get a couple of big plays here and get a field goal, where the odds were just as big for him to get a strip sack or a pick, and as it turned out, it was a pick that was Waddle's fault because he couldn't handle the ball.
Right, yeah. Waddle made 2 brutal mistakes. And the weird part is Waddle's awesome, but if you look at the season and you look at games, there are a couple brain farts throughout the games. There are moments where he doesn't do something and you're like, but he's so awesome and he puts up such great stats. It's hard to nitpick at a couple things that have happened throughout the season with him at times that you kind of feel like, okay, because you look at Tyreek and he rarely makes any mistakes. And it shows you how with two guys that are getting so much, like a point guard in basketball, they're like the best, the top guys with turnovers in basketball are usually your best point guards. And why? Because they have the ball in their hands all the damn time. So the numbers say you're going to make some mistakes. And Waddle will make a couple mistakes here or there. It's amazing how Tyreek rarely makes any mistakes with as many times he gets the ball.
Yeah, well, he had a drop on the Hale, I'm talking about on the third down wide receiver screen on 3rd and 20, which wouldn't have gotten anything anyway. But if we're going to be honest about it with Waddle, and don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking the kid because he's having a great year and all that, but he drops passes. I mean, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's a trade-off. I'll take his speed and live with the occasional drop pass. Unfortunately, the one yesterday wound up in the hands of Harrison Smith.
Yeah. He had 2 brutal plays yesterday, and a couple weeks ago when he had a big game, he didn't come back for a ball, and it was just one of those where he just waited for the ball instead. So there are a couple of brain farts that go with it, but overall, I mean, he is so phenomenal that it's really hard, to pick on him. But listen, yesterday, it's like what you said. It's hard to get. You can't even pick on the team because the effort was amazing, right? I mean, that's the one thing that you have to say about that team yesterday. It's frustrations because of all the mistakes, but it certainly wasn't from a lack of effort on any way, shape, or form.
No, and I don't think that's ever been in question. And if we're going to be honest about it again, the 3 losses, they had a chance to take the lead in the 4th quarter in every single one of them. And it's a play that went awry with the pick against Cincinnati, the missed field goal against the Jets, and the Waddle fumble yesterday. So they're not that far from being 6-0. Are they a 6-0 team? No, probably not. But again, they're arriving at what should be a really soft stretch in their schedule the next 5 games. What they have to get is the injuries under control a little bit. It helps that X looked fine to me yesterday. But Armstead's a major concern. I mean, how long are we going to be dealing with this? It'll be great to get Tua back in the lineup against the Steelers. Losing Needham hurts. And on top of that, you had Keon Crossan, who also went out of cornerback. Not that he's a frontline player, but you're chipping away the depth in the secondary more and more.
Chipping away, or it's completely stripped at this point. By the way, we are getting.
You got Howard. Noah did a decent job yesterday.
We're getting Iggy with it. Yeah, baby. We're getting Iggy with it. Yeah.
Yes. Getting Iggy with it. I like that.
That's right, man. We're going to get Iggy with it.
That's good.
Let me ask you something. Yeah. Does Liam Eichenberg have naked pictures of somebody?
Oh, yeah. I'm losing my patience with him.
No, but you tell me how bad, because I want Michael Dieter to get the shot, but then how bad is Michael Dieter and Robert Jones behind the scenes that they don't get a shot? Because let me tell you something. The other guys are fine, and I get what you're going to get at tackle right now with the backup guys, but the real weakness, once you get back Austin Jackson and you get back Tehran, the weakness is Eichenberg, bro. That guy makes mistakes all the effing time, and I'm going to go with what most of my scouts said, that he's a right tackle. He's not a guard. They don't feel he has the Mahler's attitude to be a guard. They think he's more of a right tackle instead, and I guess in this team he'll end up being a backup right tackle because Austin Jackson is going to end up starting. But what I want to know is what the hell is going on with Dieter and Jones that they can't get a shot over a guy that clearly is a negative on the team right now.
No, it's impossible to defend. I think you and I both know that, right or wrong, the fact that the Dolphins gave up a 3rd-round pick to move up to get Liam Eichenberg in the 2021 draft, that plays a role in it, and that's going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I would hope they're getting close to the point where they're like, I don't care about that. We need to get better play out of that position. And
but I mean, they're not getting it, bro. You did it with Cater. You did it with Trill Williams. All these guys were passing up Noah. So what the F, bro? And Noah's your 1st-round pick. It is what it is, dude. But you gotta do what's best for the team right now and protect your quarterback gets knocked out in every game. Please put the best guy out there. Give those other guys at least a chance. They cannot be any worse than Liam Eichenberg. That's the part.
No, and you know what troubles me the most about Liam Eichenberg, because you mentioned he's a mauler. Well, this style of offense doesn't require maulers. What troubles me the most is every week I see him late picking up a twist up front. And that happened again yesterday where the guy's coming into him and he's too slow to react and then switching off his guy and picking up the twist, and it winds up with a free rusher on the quarterback's face. And I think at some point, dude, you got to get that right, you know?
No, I know. I'm with you. It's just I don't find the logic because everywhere else, oh, Chase, you're not playing Gaskin, you're in. You know, I could just talk about all these situations all over the place. They do move on to the next guy. And this week, I don't care what anybody tells me, dude. An 8-year veteran at quarterback, if he's limited on Thursday and Friday and Saturday he's clear, he's starting over the 7th round pick. The fact that they started this kid, that already tells you what they're feeling about this kid against Teddy already as it is. So they're willing.
No.
No, you think you really believe the whole workout? Okay.
I really believe they wanted the quarterback who took all the first team reps because of the game plan. And I'm not the only one saying that. Jeff Darlington reported that on Sunday morning. So, yeah, no, I absolutely do believe that. And truth be told, I like Skylar.
They can tell you that. That doesn't mean that I'm going to believe what they tell you. That doesn't believe that.
Of course,
bullshit. Okay, because
I don't.
I'm going to go by what you did, and I'm going to go by what your track record says. Your track record says you do replace them, but only in the Eichenberg situation you have not. And why? Why,
dude? No, I'm not arguing that point. I was actually thinking
Connor on the field, even though he's not coming through, but clearly they're forcing that situation.
Well, by the way, since you brought up Connor Williams, of all the penalties, the one that really, really pissed me off yesterday, that ineligible downfield to nullify the pass to the 9-yard line. Dude, where the hell are you going? It's not even anywhere near either the quarterback or where the pass is going. What the hell is he doing down there?
And outside of the quarterback, he's the other guy that's got to know, awareness,
correct,
play call, what his not just his responsibility, but everybody else's responsibilities, because that's kind of what those two guys are supposed to do, the quarterback and the center. So no, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I mean, the center is like a catcher. He's got to be the smartest guy on the effing field, or diamond, in other words, and so no, I'm with you. That was a really frustrating. So was Ingold also. That was also kind of frustrating too, but I'm with you. The Connor one. And he's played great. Okay. That's the other thing. It's hard to pick on Connor when you're mauling people on a consistent basis in front of you. I will say that. So
no, he's been solid. I have no issue with him. That one yesterday pissed me off.
Yeah, no. It should have pissed you off. There's no doubt in my mind. All right. So and you're still not going on the no drop off from Tua to Teddy, right? You're gonna
Big O, clearly the Dolphins are at their best with Tua at quarterback. I don't think there's any question about that. I also still would like to see Teddy get a shot with a full week as getting reps with the first team, which he hasn't had. And then yesterday you saw him; he was really slow going. Yeah. Say what?
But dude, you could tell he's not Tua, bro. He's not.
Dude, I'm sorry, but he was perfectly fine in the fourth quarter. Other than the pick, which was kind of in desperation mode by that time, they were down by 14. Other than that, when he was driving him down the field, he was making a lot of nice passes. He was making that deep slant over the middle to Gesicki, exactly the same way Tua does. And again, I'm going to say again, yes, Tua is the best quarterback on the roster. Nobody is questioning that.
So there is a drop off, because you were saying there is no.
I don't think it's nearly as dramatic as you think it is, though.
Okay, but at least now you're changing your mind now. Now you've adjusted from no drop-off to at least acknowledging there is a drop-off. Whatever
I said the results would be similar. Big O, I said the results would be similar. Okay, I said the result would be similar with a full week of practice. And had Skylar been able to stay in the game, he was making some throws. He had one throw on the run yesterday, was completely ridiculous, and it was negated by another penalty.
I know. He was great on that drive. They were getting like 800 yards, and 400 of them were on penalties.
They lost 67 yards, dude.
Huh? The what?
On that drive, they lost 67 yards of gains because of
They're
penalties.
gaining 4 yards than the length of the field when you add the
Mhm.
offense and the penalties. It's like,
Yep.
yo, this doesn't jive. You know what I'm saying? I felt so bad for the kid. But again, for anybody that wants to question anything about McDaniel, you're an idiot, because that coaching staff, Bevel, McDaniel, everybody, Frank, everybody that's involved in preparing that quarterback, dude, they did a nice job. They've done a great job with Skylar because he looked well prepared. And obviously, he's wired, you know, in a mentally tough way. So you got to like that about him. But he looks really well prepared for a 7th round pick every time he takes the field. I like that.
No question. No. I question absolutely practically nothing in terms of the coaching from the offensive part. The going for the field goal in the first half is decision.
I got idiots on the chat board saying that McDaniel's overrated. Think about that one. Think about that.
Was he overrated when they were 3-0? I mean, Jesus.
No. What's more impressive is what you said earlier. They had a chance in the 3 games that they lost. With
Correct.
the talent that they have, with what's left over and everything, he has overcome. You guys wanted to test McDaniel? You just got it in the first 6 weeks. 21-point deficits. You got comebacks. You got backups playing. You got them overcoming it. They got you at the edge of your seat all the way to the 4th quarter with that talent right now. And I don't know how many people are winning with 2nd and 3rd string quarterbacks, backup tackles, backup corners, and then you're losing more and more people along the way, and you're really, really competitive. To me, you're healthy. You're easily 6-0 right now. I'm convinced of that.
Okay, I don't know if I go that far, but okay.
You don't think
they
if everybody's
they wouldn't be 3-3. They wouldn't be 3-3. Let's put it that way.
Okay, what, 5-1 in your book?
Maybe we don't know. We just don't know.
If X is 100%, you got Byron Jones, you got Austin Jackson playing, you got Teron Armstead playing, and Tua's playing. They're 6-0, bro. They're 6-0.
We'll never know, will we? We'll never know. Maybe we'll never know.
I know we'll never know, but I am satisfied with what I've seen for the 3 games.
I am too. I am too.
Yeah. And
if their injury situation doesn't completely fall off a cliff, this is a playoff team. So
easily. And by the way, I hope this is a sign of things to come, because one of the things they needed and the secondary desperately needed was the front 7 to wake up and start pressuring the quarterback more and sacking. And yesterday was that sign that finally, hopefully, these guys, even Ogba didn't get a sack, but he was there, dude, several times. And Jaylen Phillips got himself half a sack. So, and obviously Wilkins was showing up big time, and Raekwon Davis and all of that. To me, that was actually one of the real positives. And I hope this is the start of something to come here from here on out, because if that front 7 can start, putting some consistent pressure on the quarterback, that'll be enormous for that hurting secondary.
Yeah, no, and they have another good opportunity Sunday night, because that Steeler offensive line is bad. And I mean, it wasn't like 3 or 4 years ago the Steelers had one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. Now their offensive line is bad. So there's a great opportunity there.
I'm with you there. All right, what are you working on at alldolphins.com so they can check you out, my friend?
Well, I did my weekly snap count observations earlier this morning. Gonna check out what Mike McDaniel has to say later this afternoon when he meets with the media for his regular day after the game, and then probably have another 53 to 55 stories up.
There you go. As always, he's constantly working, and he now knows there's a drop-off between Stillwater and Tua. He's now Teddy Stillwater, by the way.
Stillwater, okay.
Stillwater, yeah, Stillwater. Okay, that's the new one there for you. Follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL, and you're only an official Miami Dolphins fan if you bookmark alldolphins.com. If you do not bookmark alldolphins.com, we cannot consider you an official Miami Dolphins fan. I just want you to know that. It's the law. As Nino Brown would say, it's the law. So there you go. Poupart.
As Madeline Kahn would say, it's twoo.
It's twoo. We will catch up later on in the week, my friend. Appreciate you.
You got to have a good one.
There you go. Alain Poupart and our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.